If you're thinking about grabbing the Teamgroup Elite microSD for your camera or smartphone, hold on, because I discovered some surprising details you need to know before buying. But here's what surprised me. This seemingly solid, budget-friendly microSD card comes with a few hidden quirks that could cost you more than just money down the line. However, most people rave about its performance, but I'm here to give you the honest truth you won't hear in the glowing reviews. So, what's really going on with this card? Stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly if it's right for you or if you should be looking elsewhere. First off, who is the Teamgroup Elite microSD even for? If you're a casual user looking to expand storage for your phone or tablet, or maybe you want to capture 4K videos on a budget, this card promises to deliver. It's got a decent 4.6 Amazon rating with plenty of happy customers. But that's only one side of the story. The brand claims high transfer speeds and reliability with durability specs that suggest it can handle extreme conditions. Sounds perfect, right? Well, not so fast. Here's where the plot thickens. Unlike premium microSD cards from big players like SanDisk or Samsung, the Teamgroup Elite is a bit of an underdog, and that's reflected in mixed user experiences, especially when it comes to speed consistency and longevity. So what's the catch? It's all about real-world performance versus marketing promises. For example, the card is labeled as U3 Class 10 and A1 rated for app performance. That sounds like a techie mouthful, but it means it should support high-speed video recording and smooth app launches. In theory. But many users reported that over time, the read-write speeds slow down significantly, especially during prolonged video recording sessions. This could be a major deal-breaker if you're shooting high-quality 4K videos or using the card for your drone footage. Imagine mid-flight video freezes or photo corruption. It's like your microSD card decides to pull a vanishing act at the worst moment. One user mentioned, and I quote, their footage was interrupted multiple times on a GoPro because the card failed to keep up with the continuous writing demand. Now that's a wakey moment you don't want on your device. By the way, here's a quick question. How much do you really value your photos and videos? Because like a bad magic trick, corrupted files disappear fast and recovery is often impossible. So if you're serious about protecting valuable footage, this might not be the card you want. But don't worry, the story's not all doom and gloom. Keep watching. I'll tell you who this card actually works well for, plus a few sneaky tips to maximize its lifespan. Onto durability. Teamgroup Elite claims it's waterproof, shockproof, and temperature-proof. Great claims for adventurous souls, right? But based on user feedback and independent stress tests, the reality is a bit more nuanced. The card does handle everyday wear and tear fine, but pushing it into extreme environments like freezing cold or blazing heat isn't its forte. If you're hiking Mount Everest or scuba diving with your camera, this card might panic quicker than you in low oxygen. On the flip side, for device expansion in everyday environments, urban or suburban, it holds up fairly well. Another point to consider is the overall build consistency. Some buyers received cards with counterfeit packaging or suspect serial numbers, which is an unfortunate risk when buying microSD cards online. Teamgroup isn't a super mainstream brand, so watchdogs and counterfeiters tend to zero in. Always buy from a reputable Amazon seller, or you might end up with a card that's not even close to the genuine specs. And trust me, counterfeit memory cards are the ultimate gotcha moment because you'll think you're getting a great deal until it turns into a data black hole. Now let's talk price. The Teamgroup Elite microSD sells at a tempting price point, often significantly cheaper than similar capacity cards from industry giants. If you're strapped for cash or want a card for non-critical tasks like music storage or low-res photos, it might be a wallet-friendly option. But if you're investing in microSD for professional work or serious hobbyists needing reliability, spending a little extra on trusted brands might save you headaches. Speaking of saving headaches, here's a little joke to lighten the mood. Why don't microSD cards ever get lost? Because they always stick to their memory. Back to performance. Speeds advertised as up to 100 MB/s read and 80 MB/s write look great on paper. But in many cases, real-world speeds fall short, especially write speeds. Why does this matter? Because write speed determines how fast your camera or phone saves data, affecting everything from how quickly videos record to the smoothness of app loading. If your card can't keep up, you'll see lag, stuttering, or worse, data loss. That said, if you mostly use the card for casual photography or as extra space for your music and documents, you might never notice the lag. It's all about how demanding your use case is. Here's another open loop. What about the warranty and customer support? Teamgroup offers a limited lifetime warranty on their microSD cards, which is great, but contacting support has received mixed reviews. Some say it's responsive and helpful, others experience delays or unhelpful responses. So, if bad luck strikes and you get a faulty card, your mileage may vary. In fairness, most microSD manufacturers face similar challenges with customer service, but knowing this ahead of time helps set realistic expectations. Still here? Awesome. Let me share a quick story about a friend who bought the Teamgroup Elite microSD for their drone. They were ecstatic at first. The card was cheap and listed as perfect for 4K recording. But after a few flights, mid-recording the drone's feed stuttered and footage revealed dropped frames. Frustrated, they tried reformatting, updating the drone's firmware, and nothing helped. Eventually, they swapped the card for a higher-end SanDisk Extreme. The difference was night and day. Lesson learned. Sometimes cheap storage isn't the bargain it seems, especially when memories are at stake. On the bright side, if you're just looking for a budget-friendly card for your Nintendo Switch, older phones, or casual devices, the Teamgroup Elite microSD gives you a decent value with decent speed for everyday tasks. A great middle ground if you don't want to empty your wallet but still want a decent performance boost. Also, if you enjoy tinkering, you can extend its life by regularly formatting the card in your device, rather than on a computer and avoiding filling it completely. These little maintenance practices can keep the card humming along longer. Here's a fun reminder. Did you hear why the microSD card broke up with the SD card? Because it needed more space. Okay, back to serious talk. If you're thinking longevity, one more tip. Always back up your data regularly, no matter which card you pick. Because even the best microSD can fail unexpectedly, especially when you least expect it. Alright, let's wrap up with my full take. The Teamgroup Elite microSD is a mixed bag. It's affordable, offers decent read-write speeds on paper, and carries solid durability claims. But the real-world performance varies widely depending on your use case. If you need a reliable card for mission-critical 4K video recording or professional photography, there are better options with proven track records. However, if you want a cost-effective microSD for casual storage, expanding your phone's memory, or less demanding recording, this card can do the job well enough. So, should you buy the Teamgroup Elite microSD? If budget is your main concern and you accept some risk on speed and durability, yes. But if you're after top-tier performance and absolute reliability, I'd suggest spending a bit more on brands like SanDisk Extreme, Samsung EVO Plus, or Lexar. Because when your memories are on the line, it pays to invest wisely. And before I forget, if you want to check the latest prices for the Teamgroup Elite microSD, I've put the Amazon link in the description below. Prices tend to change fast, so if you decide to buy, grab it while you can. Remember, the best deal today might vanish tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and if you found this honest review helpful, consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more no-fluff tech reviews. Stay smart and keep your memories safe.